Put on your life jacket and hop in the fishing boat. Today we are going up north to the crashing waves and irradiated fog of Far Harbor. Is this Fallout 4 DLC any good? Let's find out. Welcome to our Meergospective of Fallout 4's Far Harbor. As a heads up, we are going to be talking about the ending, so if you haven't played it yet and wish to remain unspoiled, consider this your warning. Far Harbor is a seaside settlement located on the island, formerly known as Mount Desert Island off the coast of Maine. For the purposes of this video, we're calling it just the island. It is a fishing village on the coast, complete with a dock, fishing boats, and lobster traps strewn about. The environment is immersive enough and does a good job of making the player feel like they aren't in the Commonwealth anymore. The island feels reminiscent of the Commonwealth, but with more wooded areas, rocky cliffs, and waterways. The new environments, weather conditions, and creatures are enough to make it feel like a new experience. The irradiated fog will impede your ability to see things off in the distance, which makes for a more immersive adventure on the island. The creatures are a different and welcome change of pace from the mongrels, mole rats, and radstags we just battled in the Commonwealth.
You like them puppies? We grow everything extra mean on the island.
There are some new creatures to contend with on the island. We have gulpers that you have to fight as soon as you land, along with anglers that have bioluminescent bulbs attached to their heads. There are fog crawlers that look like mutant lobsters. We also encounter the ever-resourceful giant hermit crabs that now inhabit buses in lieu of shells.
Guess we got no choice.
Gameplay in Far Harbor is pretty much unchanged from Fallout 4. This is DLC after all, so that's expected. There are 6 new perks to pick up specific to Far Harbor. They include bonuses to your health, damage, and rad resistance. You automatically receive these perks as rewards by completing certain quests or reading Islanders' Almanac magazines. Far Harbor begins with a prompt to start the quest Far From Home. You meet with Ellie, who tells you that Kenji Nakano's daughter has been kidnapped. This case is important to Nick because he and Kenji are old acquaintances. If you bring Nick up to Kenji's house, though, it doesn't really seem like that based on their interaction. You speak with Kenji and his wife about Kasumi, their daughter. After investigating the property, you find out that Kasumi left of her own accord to join a synth settlement called Acadia located on the island. You then take a loading screen boat ride to Far Harbor, a fishing village located on the northeast side of the island. It's cooler to look at than the elevator loading screens of the main game. After meeting the townspeople, you find your new companion, Old Longfellow, at the local watering hole called The Last Plank. You ask for safe passage to Acadia, and he agrees to take you. This is where you send Nick back home, but a part of me wishes that I had actually brought him instead. You then take a short trip up to Acadia where you meet their synth leader, Dima. He looks strangely like Nick, but with spark plugs for hair. After this, you find Kasumi very easily, and she tells you that she's where she belongs and that she's actually a synth. Yeah, okay, lady. There's really nothing you can do at this point to prove to her that she is human or convince her to go home. She has to make that decision on her own. As her mother said, she's a grown woman and can do what she pleases.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Once the Kasumi plot gets 86'd, you now have bigger fish to fry. Get it? Never mind, let's move on. Your job now, even though no one really asked you, is to find out what's going on in Acadia, Far Harbor, and unfortunately with the Crater of Adam cult. Just so you know, we've dubbed them the Crater Critters.
I am shielded by my faith.
How about bullets? Faith shield you against those too?
Yes, these nutjobs are back with an even stronger presence than they had in the Commonwealth. You can help certain people in Far Harbor, Acadia, and the nucleus where the Crater Critters reside. These side quests are fine, but don't add much except backstory of Far Harbor. I just got done running errands for everyone back in Boston. Why do I want to continue running errands here?
Hey, I'm no one's messenger boy, all right? I'm a delivery boy.
To get some backstory on Dima and his MO, you have to complete one of the longest and most mind-numbingly frustrating side quests in the whole game. This includes the main story from Fallout 4. It's basically a puzzle that gives you pieces of Dima's memory for each one you complete. I would be fine with this if there were 1 or 2 puzzles, but nope, there are 5. I repeat, there are 5 puzzles to finish collecting Dima's memories. It's not all bad, as the information collected will give you the quests that you will need to complete the DLC. It is at this point that you learn how each faction is connected, why everyone is mad at each other, and what needs to be done to get the ending you desire. This is actually where your choices really matter. There is a mod to skip over Dima's memories, which I would recommend in subsequent playthroughs. For your first run though, I probably wouldn't skip it so you get the full Far Harbor experience. Dima has information on both the High Confessor of the Children of Adam and Captain Avery, the leader of Far Harbor. You learn that the synths built the fog condensers to protect Far Harbor from radiation. Captain Avery isn't who you first believed her to be, and this is all thanks to Dima. He scratches Far Harbor's back, and in return, Captain Avery makes sure that Acadia isn't bothered by her residents. In addition to this, you learn that Dima used to live with the Crater Critters when their leader was Confessor Martin. Martin disappeared a while ago, and Dima presumes him dead, but the High Confessor doesn't know that. So Dima knows exactly how to get the better of the children's current leader. The Crater Critters are also not very happy with Dima for installing fog condensers in Far Harbor. They would rather the irradiated fog take over so that they can have the island to themselves. Once you have collected and absorbed all this information, you now decide how to proceed. The story is pretty linear, following this roller coaster of a backstory. The only question that remains is, what are you going to do about it? One of the biggest differences between the main story of Fallout 4 and Far Harbor are the varied endings. Within the DLC, it feels like your choices actually matter, and the ending you get depends on the choices you made while you play. Will you bring peace to the island? Will you and the townspeople of Far Harbor take down Acadia and destroy the synth settlement? Will you side with Acadia and plant a mole within the Crater Critter cult?
I certainly hope that you'll consider helping us. Dima's vision is worth fighting for.
If you played through the Brotherhood ending of the main game, will you report back to the Brotherhood and let them take care of the synth problem?
Synths up north.
It's not enough that we have to root them out here. Now we need to worry about them surfacing elsewhere?
How are you going to get Kasumi back home to her parents? Does she even want to go home? All of these questions lead to possible outcomes within the DLC. You aren't just choosing a faction to join up with and helping them take down one common enemy. To be clear, we're not dragging the ending of Fallout 4, but the illusion of choice can easily break immersion for the player when you come to realize all of the endings are the same. The first time we played through Far Harbor, we accidentally took the burn it all down approach. By the time we figured out what was happening, we were too deep. That's when we became the new number 2 of the Crater Critters.
Gone! Gone is that bastion of heresy. Gone is that seething cauldron of desecration, washed clean at last.
Yikes, I don't want to join up with these Looney Tunes. Let's try that again.
You found a way to fix things.
You're right, Kasumi. They need you. Go home.
I will. I'll start gathering my supplies and I'll have to say goodbye to everyone.
Ah, much better. Far Harbor is interesting and engaging. If you aren't ready to say goodbye to the Commonwealth after you've completed Fallout 4, Far Harbor is a great addition. You can complete it before you complete the main game too, it's up to you. We even tried a few different endings because we were curious to see what happens. Our verdict for the Far Harbor DLC is a 4 out of 5. We pared down our usual scale because this is a pared down version of Fallout 4. If you like Fallout 4 and you want more from the game, Far Harbor is worth playing. If you like this video and you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. If you have given Far Harbor a try and have any tips on the DLC, leave a comment below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Let's boat!